Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahweh. Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Adawakwadash. Double honor, son to the elder. Paul says a great millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. Shalom to the sincere Akib across the world. Now, this is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 5, titled David Made King of Israel. He was crowned. He was made king. 2 Samuel, chapter 5, verse 1. Then came all the tribes to Israel, to David, unto Hebron. Oh, and that is here. So all the tribes, they came here. Hebron, which is in Judah, is here, where he reigned for I think 7 years. Let me see, because it's going to say here somewhere. Oh, 7 years, yeah, here. So going on. Also in time past, when Saul was king over us. Oh, sorry. And spake, saying, Behold, sorry. First one. Then came all the tribes of Israel to David unto Hebron, and spake, saying, Behold, we are thy bone and thy flesh. Now this sentence or this saying right here is actually all the way going back to the book of Genesis. I think it's 3, maybe 4. I'm not sure. When Adam said, Genesis chapter 2, verse 23, and Adam said, This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Now, this is not talking about that a man has less ribs than a woman, because a man and a woman have the same amount of ribs. This is talking about a family member. Because there's old sayings back in the days. For example, back in the days, they used to say, no, let me read it here. This is what gay used to mean: full of joy, merry, lighthearted, carefree. This is later. This is later. That's the caucus version of changing things. For example, the rainbow. If you go to the 60s, the rainbow wasn't a homosexual thing. Now, if you start to go to the 70s, that's when they start to implement it, but it wasn't commercially known as that. That started around, you could say 2000 and stuff like that. That's when the sodomy thing was associated to it. Same thing with the word woke. Woke, it used to be a so-called, it was us, only us, because you needed to be woke to the devil shit that they were doing. Like, don't be a house Negro. Wake up, man. These are your enemies. Never trust thine enemy. Don't lick their butt cheeks. Don't suck the feces out of their anus hole and stuff like that. You got, to still this day, the Hodge twins, Candace Owens. You got Tommy Lee Peterson. Here, these people. You got this one over here. You got this one over here. This one with the crop lip, you know. This guy with the lip thing. I can't see it. Instagram is satanic because if you go to other platforms like search engines. Here, for example, look, Instagram models. You will see all these you will see all these images and stuff like that, but none of them will revert you to, or divert you, I should say. Basically, they will not link you toward Instagram itself. They're not linking you toward that. You have other, how you call that? Wait, let me show you something real quick. Right, check this out. Just a quick example, right? Just to show you that these Edomites are playing with you. It's all about a game. The Edomite nation is a game. You know what I'm saying? A satanic game at that. Now check this way. Sorry about that sound of the sipping. Okay, check this out. So I'm gonna just click on this. What does it show you? It shows you an Instagram picture thing, an Instagram link, and then the picture thing, and it's blurry. They do that on purpose because they can. They do that on purpose. Facebook does it too because they have the money in order for them to be able to do these type of things. Google does it, Instagram does it, and Facebook. So sorry, yeah, they're all linked in Facebook and Instagram, and on Google they do it because I typed in this thing, right? And then if I type the same thing here, you will get here Instagram links and all that type of stuff in here. But as soon as you click images, you won't see Instagram links. They don't link it. You know why? Because they can't make it blurry. And why do they make it blurry? Because of the model that they created, the layout. Now the layout will pop out here, and then they can do things. They can adjust it to their needs. But this one opens up the direct link to the image of itself, and then you can't see it blurry because it will come to focus. The picture will come to focus. Here's the same thing too. Here you can see an Instagram model. Sorry, Instagram link here. Another one, and stuff like that. Another one. Okay, as soon as I click images, you won't see those links anymore because they cannot blur out the picture because the design is different. That's done on purpose. Google's design is done on purpose so that when you click on the pictures, it comes blurry. And why is that? Well, they want you to click on that thing so that you can see it better. And then they're going to invade your computer by forcing you to click on a accept cookies and stuff like that. And all that type of stuff. But if you click on other pictures, you will see that it will be unblurred. Your Facebook has it too. They make it blurry. But if you look at, let me see something else that is not on Facebook, like Pinterest or this thing here, it will unblur. See, it's blurry in the beginning, and then it will unblur because the picture will or the software actually will, the browser actually will adjust. See, blurry, and then boom, it becomes clear. Facebook doesn't do that. Instagram doesn't do that. So they're satanic. What is that? Okay, anyway. Right. So yeah, I wanted to just say that because like they're full of trickery. They are full of trickery with everything and anything in order for you to click on them, just in order for them to make money. And it's not even about making money. It's about having control. Because what do you give a person that already has like the palm, everything eating out of the palm of their hand? What do you give them? Control. That's the fun thing that keeps them up at night. You know, for example, a person that sleeps with a lot of women, what's going to start happening? What might start happening to them? They might start, you know, desiring more filthy stuff. Like, okay, now I want you to buy a plastic PP and do it in front of me. Okay, then I'll work myself toward you and stuff like that. Because stuff don't arouse them no more. Or if you use a lot of drugs, now you want something stronger because you're starting to get numb. You know, so those type of things are happening upon the planet Earth. That's one of the main reasons why that's one of the reasons why the Heavenly Father said this concerning rich people. 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 9. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, which is a trap, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction, and perdition, which is destruction. It's just damnation, you know, sinful things. Has nothing to do with eternal punishment, because that's a caucus myth. They're lying to you. Anyway, for the love of money is the root of all evil. And here another one, Psalms chapter 73 verse 7. Their eyes stand out with fatness. This is talking about rich people. It's talking about Esau actually, but yeah, rich people of our own, they go through this also. They have more than heart could wish. Well, this is Edomites, because our people don't have that. I mean, do the rich so-called black people in America, right? Do they have this? Do they have these gated communities where everybody is safe and it's very beautiful and clean there? I would love for my people to actually live here, but they're savages. So not all of them. But you know, they don't think about the environment. Esau is worse, but he makes it come over as if he is all about the environment. Because if you look at them as a whole, they are the destroyers of the earth. They pollute everything and anything, whether it's people, whether it's the air that you breathe with chemtrails, whether it's the water that you drink with fluoride and more things, by the way, or whether it is the food that you eat with GMO. Because this is also what happens. This is what happens when you eat, when they feed GMO to these mice, and also what happens with their size. Here, this is what I want. Here, the sizes. Mortality rat offspring for 1 day controlled. This one is the wait, I saw a better picture, I think. Here. These ones are both 19 days old. The smaller one is the GMO fed soy creature. Well, mice. And the other one is the one that was given just regular food. I don't even know why the hell they call it controlled food. I mean, like, what? So I don't know. Maybe, again with the control. It's all about the control with these Edomites, because that is what they want. But they don't want you to have control over your woman and your children. Because if you let your woman loose, she gonna start doing porno stuff, walking around on the planet Earth with her belly showing and pussy lips showing, you know, stuff. I'm just saying what they're doing, man. Because if you, sorry if I offended you with that word, but then again, at least I ain't raping children, right? Like the caucus people in the churches speaking all holy, thou, oh my son or my daughter, speaking all so-called friendly and stuff like that, touching on kids. And if you think I'm making that up, here you go. 1 million children abused by Italian priests, and it barely made the news. Back in the days, I could just click on it and it would be free. Now you get to pay me. I did videos showing you that I was able to scroll through this here and stuff like that, but maybe I diverted a lot of people to the website. I'll link it every chance I get, everywhere I can. I'll link it. Like, look at what they're doing. I'm telling on them. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah. They tell you sex on the sex abuse is into the Vatican. What the fuck they gonna do about it? They're gonna shut it up. Anyway, let me go on with the video because I'm starting to go up in another dimension over there. So their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish. They have more than I don't even know what to say. It's like it's crazy. Yeah, whatever. Let me go on. Because she was taken out of man, because that's a family member. And here you can see, because here they changed words. Here, gay means meant, actually joy, also with colors and stuff like that. Bright, gleaming, glittering, shining, showy, rich. Let me see, beautiful, stately and beautiful. The meaning, stately and beautiful. Here. The meaning, stately and beautiful, that's gay clothing, right? Splendid and showily dressed. Actually, this is gay clothing, but it's talking about clothing. And here you can see it in the Bible, because this was written in the 1600s. Let me see, gay clothing. 1611. This is not the 1611 version, but it was published in 1611. They was already busy with it. It's like a movie. When the movie comes out in 2025, don't think that in 2025 they started working on the movie. No. They started like 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Some movies are very long in the making. Some are fast, like series and stuff like that. That could be done in a few months, maybe 6 months or something like that, a year, you know. Anyway, James chapter 2 verse 3, and it says here. James 2 and 2. For if there come unto your assembly a man with a gold ring in goodly apparel, so it's talking about the clothing, and of course he has money, And there coming also a poor man in vile raiment. And ye have respected him that weareth the gay clothing, and say unto him, sit thou here in a good place, and say to the poor, stand out there, or sit here under my footstool. Right, but the point is the gay clothing. And it shows you here that it meant splendidly and showily dressed. So they changed things. Same thing with nice. Females and also criminals that I don't like these type of people. The word nice actually used to mean foolish, ignorant, whatever, senseless, what? Frivolous. Oh yeah. Frivolous is basically, having I say serious, carefree. Like you don't know, like you're carefree if you don't recognize that you're surrounded by your enemies. In every nation, you should always be on guard and stuff like that, because all these nations don't like you as a so-called slave descendant, as a so-called black man. Yeah, so timid, faint-hearted, and all that type of stuff. That is what nice used to mean, because nice guys finish last, and females, it's like by nature or something like that, they just don't like nice guys. But then again, it's more of a westernized female, their mindset. But if you check it out, not everyone, but a big bulk of them, it's like they want you to manhandle them, and then they're gonna love you so much they're gonna start dyeing their hair yellow and all these type of colors, brown, all in there, and then they're gonna start straightening their hair, may put red cheeks. This is the aftermath of continuous slavery, rape, rob, murder. They raped them so much their hair turned straight. And now they find it beautiful too. That's what that's what you get with the oppressing females. They start turning, whatever, because no one saves them, so they'd be like, fuck it, if you can't beat them, join him. Anyway, right, so nice guys, women don't like that majority of the time. Damn, sorry, I'm making sounds while I'm drinking. Normally I don't do that. Wait. See, that time I didn't do it. I wasn't paying attention. If I pay attention, I'm like, I'm not drinking like that. Anyway, let me go on now. Okay, this is family, and then here, but they change. Like I said, they changed things. And Laban. Here, flashbone. Where was that one again? I think Exodus. No, here. So Genesis chapter 29, verse 23, I think. No. Where was it? I just saw it. 14. Sorry. Verse 13. I started 11. And Jacob kissed Rachel and lifted up his voice and wept. And Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's brother. He's not his brother, but back in the days they used to say it like that. Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's nephew, actually. But same thing with how you call them here? Abraham here. Genesis 14:12. And they took Lot, Abraham's brother's son, whom dwelt in Sodom, and his goods, and departed. So Abraham's brother's son. So Lot is Abraham's nephew. But let me see, where was it again? Wait. Here you can see it now. It says here, verse 12, and they took Lot, Abraham's brother's son, which is his nephew, who dwelt in Sodom, and his goods, and departed. And there came one that had escaped, and told Abraham the Hebrew, for he dwelt in the plain of Mamre. What? In the plain of Mamre the Amorite. Mamre, right. Brother of Eshcol, and brother of Aner. And these were confederate with Abram. And when Abram heard that his brother was taken captive, so they don't say nephew, they say brother. And here again, and he brought back all the goods and brought again his brother Lot. It's his nephew, but yeah. So, you know, they write kind of different. This is also his nephew, but we are all brothers. Brothers and sisters. So if you have a Jacob descendant daughter as wife, you know, that's your sister. So you, I want to make a joke. I wanted to say, so you're fucking your sister. It's kind of funny, actually, if you think about it. You know, because we are brothers and sisters. But yeah, I'm just playing around. You sleeping with your sister. And that he was Rebekah's son, and she ran and told her father. So this is Genesis 29 and 13. And it came to pass, when Laban heard the tidings of Jacob, his sister's son, which is his nephew, so-called nephew, that he ran to meet him and embraced him. But remember, Laban is called Laban the Syrian, as you can catch that here. For example, among other places, Genesis chapter 25 verse 20. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel the Syrian of Padan Aram, the sister to Laban the Syrian. So Bethuel the Syrian is the father of Rebekah. Bethuel the Syrian is the father of Laban the Syrian. So what is Rebekah? A Syrian. But are they from the bloodline of Aram? No, they're not. Because he was just called the Hebrew, right? Abraham the Hebrew. I just read it. 25. Where was I? I think it was Genesis 14. I think I was there. Genesis 14. Yeah, Abram the Hebrew. He was called the Hebrew, right? So he was called the Abram the Hebrew. Okay. So if he's a Hebrew, then let me see, which one was it? Oh yeah. If he's a Hebrew, then here. First Chronicles chapter 1 verse 25. This is the bloodline of Abraham, Shem, Arphaxad, Shelah. This is all in Genesis 10. And it's here too. It's here too. By the way, this is Aram. This is Assyria, sorry. This is Assyria and this is Syria. Right? They renamed those names, as you can see it here. I go over this a lot of times, but this is also for people that don't know, so sorry if you already know. But repeating something will make you remember it even better. Just like how you hear a song on the radio, you hate that song, but you hear it so much, you start humming it in the showers. And then you catch yourself like, hey, what the hell? Yeah, that's that demonic type of thing that they're doing. But I'm not doing that. Plus, I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm repeating it into your head so that you will remember it even more. And then you could just sing it. That's how much you're going to remember it. The names Syria, Assyria, Mesopotamia, Babylon, also Phoenician or Egyptian. Those are all caucus words. They made that shit up. In order to do what? To cause confusion and division. It was given unto them to confuse the four corners of the earth. To deceive the four corners of the earth. This is what they do. They've been doing it since the Greek days. Here. Here. Revelation 20. Let me see. They're going to deceive everybody that's going to take the mark of the beast. For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. Yeah, they deceive you with their sorceries too. Whether it be television, magic. I mean, they're teaching the children magic. You know, why do your children have to learn how to read through witchcraft? Why? Because they have the rule of shit. You know, it was given unto them to rule over you. Micah 2 and 1. Woe unto them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it. Why? Because it is in the power of their hand. They do it because they can. That's what they're doing. And it says here, let me see, deceive the ones that receive the mark. Here, it was given unto him to deceive. Wait, let me see. Revelation 20 and 3. And cast him to the bottom of the pit and shut him up and put it and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be let loose a little season to do what? At verse 8 now, same chapter, Revelation 20 and 8. And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth. So he was allowed to do that. He's allowed to do that because many are called but few are chosen. And the Lord will only choose the ones that have the faith. That have the faith. If you have the faith, like through all the misery that he's bringing upon the planet Earth, these Edomites, through all the lies, but you have the faith that the Lord will guide you toward the correct doctrine and the correct path and the correct ways. You're going to make mistakes. Don't worry too much about that. But you're going to go to the correct path. That's what you have faith in. Lord willing, he will give you that. For example, don't seek out men that trying to get fame and all that type of stuff, trying to pull a card on you like, nigga, I'm greater than you, I'm better than you, stuff like that, because that's not a good thing. James chapter 1 verse 5. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of the Heavenly Father, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not. He's not going to find fault in you. That's what upbraid means. Find fault in someone. We are full of sin, but don't worry. You know, we pray that we are forgiven for it, and also that we don't do it anymore. You're going to do it again. But still, you try not to do it. That's the best. Look, what type of woman would you want? A woman that can cook, she can dance, and she can cook and she can dance. And what's the other one I used to give her an example? Whatever, cook and dance, right? But she always wants to go to the club to dance there in front of people, and she always wants to go to a restaurant, 5-star, whatever. She don't want it, but she can, but she don't want to. Or the one that cannot cook and cannot dance, but she take dancing lesson on YouTube videos for you, not for the world, not to go to the club. No, not that one. And she takes cooking lessons right on YouTube there also, just to learn how to cook for you. Sometimes she burns the toast from time to time. You're looking at her, but anyway, it's the love that counts. It's the trying that is the thought that counts. Sorry, it's the thought that counts. The one that is really trying to please you, you're gonna want that one. You're gonna kick the other one to the curb because you'd be like, man, get the fuck out of here. You're not gonna say whatever. Basically, you're not gonna want her because she's not putting in any effort. You know what I'm saying? So that's you. We are married unto the Lord. We're the ones that going to mess up, going to burn the toast from time to time, but you're going to try, and you're still going to try and butter the bread and stuff like that. And you're still going to try and please the Heavenly Father. So we are as chaste virgins. We are married unto the Lord. Second Corinthians 11:2. For I am jealous over you with godly jealousy. For I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin unto Yahushua. What's a chaste virgin? Abstain from extramarital or from all sexual encounters. But it's talking about going to other gods. Because you are a woman, There's many scriptures on that actually. Let me see. On Jeremiah 6:2. I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman. We are the woman unto the Heavenly Father. Though I were an husband to them. Where was that one again? Got it right there. No. Oh, yeah. Jeremiah 31 and 32, it was there. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break. Although I was an husband unto them, saith Yahweh. We are married to the Lord. But now he kicked us to the curb, and then he married us, or actually engaged us to his son Yahushai. So therefore now we are engaged to him, in order for him to bring us back to the Father. Okay, so, okay, enough of that. So what did I just click away? Oh yeah, right. So they are the ones that change words and change meanings of things, and they've been doing this since the Greek, in order to do what? Divisions of the country. Now with divisions come, people are no longer the same. So what is one of their greatest things that they did and do until this day? Divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. What do? I'm gonna give you an example of a fact. Now I know better, but I'm telling you so that you can know also, okay? Interracial. Here. This guy is also angry, but he's a devil, so he's supposed to be angry. Me, I know what they're doing. So why do a lot of US commercials have interracial couples? That's because of divide and conquer. Because what's going to happen is this. They're going to push forward these children. These children are going to be the faces of so-called black people. So-called black people. So what are they going to do? They're going to uplift. This is look. There's nothing new under the sun. This is what they used to do back in the days with the house Negroes. They used to uplift them and make them feel more beautiful and better about themselves, and then therefore that type of mentality will cause them to spit on the other ones, because they think like, no, the caucus thinks I'm beautiful and I'm greater and I'm better than you, and I'm in the house, and then therefore I will be above you. And that is exactly what they're doing. They do it themselves, but they were taught to do that, but they want it themselves too, because they continue it, they further it. You can check that out in South America. I did a video about that a few years ago, actually, more than 6-7 years ago. I did a video about that, showing you what they're doing. Like this is because it was a strategic thing that they did in South America, because what they had there was a whole sex slavery thing. But in the North America, they wanted to keep Judah pure because they wanted to punish you. They wanted to, well, it's the Lord, but still, they wanted to punish. They wanted to hate. They wanted to be able to hate the so-called black ones. That's what they wanted. And yeah, right. So that's what they're doing. They're setting you up against one each other. And I have to say this because this is the fact. A dark-skinned so-called black man will not hate this, find it beautiful and stuff like that. The other way around, people say stuff like, oh, he got the good hair or she got the good hair. So it's the darker skinned ones that will find the lighter skinned ones, even the whiter skinned ones, they will find them beautiful. But it's not actually necessarily specifically the other way around. The other way around, they're gonna be like, oh, you too dark, or oh, you ugly. You need to get a few shades, toning down and shit. Like, get some white blood up in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. That's what they come with. And is it 100% of them? That's just stupid to say that. Is it a big bulk of them? You motherfucking right. It's a big bulk of them. I seen shit on Twitter. I'm racist too. I start to get hatred too, man. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, you got, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. I'll just say this, man. you had this female, which you have no business doing this in the first place, but she put her vagina out there, and then this brown light skinned Negro, he went and then he made a charcoal joke and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I think he showed a picture. You know, they want to be funny, then they put the meme, then they put the pussy of the girl, and then he put a burnt toast or burnt bread or something like that. But you don't see him making fun of this. You don't see him making fun of this, like make shit jokes like, oh, this looks like death. It looks like a cold. It looks like bitch got AIDS or some shit like that because it looks sick. No, you don't see him making jokes like that. Why? Because this is the epiphany of beautiful a monkey nigga like that. They don't call this the devil. They don't call this death and just Satan just looking at this shit getting scared. Like, ooh, you must be cold to the touch and stuff like that. Because it does look cold. It does look evil. But, just like the scripture says, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. This is the wicked. They're not in trouble like other men. They are not plagued like other men. Here. For example, DuPont. Here, DuPont, I misspelled it. DuPont heir sent to jail. No, sorry. DuPont convicted of raping daughter, spared prison. Though Robert H. Richard IV, I think it is, was convicted of rape, the wealthy heir of the DuPont family fortune was spared prison by a Delaware court in 2009. Why? Because he would not fare well behind bars. That's the reason. Said defendant will not fare well in prison, and the 8 years were suspended. What? A Jacob descendant would just be accused of this, and he going to jail already. He been in jail for like 3 years before the trial come out, and then once the trial come out, and then they found out he didn't do it, and then yeah, that's it. You just sat 3 years of your life, 2 years of your life, a year of your life, a few months, 6 months, whatever. You're already in jail for something that you didn't even do. He did it. He got convicted for it too. But hey, it's their world, so I'm not even worrying about that. You know what I'm saying? What I'm worrying about is Lord willing is this. Here. So 2 Ezra chapter 9 verse 13. And therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished, and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is. So for whom the world is, and for whom the world is created. Wait, I'm totally going into somewhere else. Let me go back to over here, man. Wow. Anyway, they're causing divisions. So, and who is that? So here, wait, let me see. 1 Chronicles chapter 1, verse 1. Verse 24. Shem, Arphaxad, Shelah. This is the bloodline of Abraham. Eber. So everybody that comes from Eber is a Hebrew, because Hebrew, it comes from Eber. Which is Ibar. But they spell it in the English as Hebrew. Peleg, he is an Eber. Reu is a Hebrew. Seruk is a Hebrew. Nahor is the father of Terah. And Terah also got a son that he named Nahor, which is Genesis 11. This is very easy, and I love to repeat it. I hope you love reading it too, because I'm repeating it nearly every video. But it's because, you know, I'm in this topic, and I'm in this area of the Bible. So let me go on. So Nahor. So and Terah lived 70 years and begot Abram, Nahor, and Haran. But his father was named Nahor also. Right. So he named his son after his father. But it was just a name that we used often. If you look at the genealogy of Yahushua, you will see a lot of Judah, a lot of the same names and stuff like that. Even in the book of let me see here. In the New Testament, you didn't have Israel. Look, it says here, Luke chapter 2, if I'm correct. Then there was one. Luke chapter 1 verse 60. And his mother answered and said, not so. Because they wanted, so let's start at 59. And it came to pass that on the 8th day they came to circumcise the child, and they called him Zechariah, or Zacharias, which is Greek into English, so the S will be there. But in the Old Testament it would be Zechariah, not Zacharias, right? After the name of his father, which is Zechariah, right? And his mother answered and said, not so, but he shall be called John, which is Yachanan. In the English they would say Yakanan, but it's Yachanan in the Dutch. Yeah, right. In the Hebrew too, but I'm gonna leave that. Okay. So it says here, verse 61. And they said unto her, there is none of thy kindred that is called by that name. That's the point. Because we often, nearly always actually, named our children after, named our people after somebody else, because we had similar names. Matthew chapter 1 verse 16. And Jacob begat Joseph, the husband of Mary. See, Jacob got Joseph. Isn't that from a few thousand years ago? Genesis chapter, somewhere in Genesis, when Jacob did begat Joseph, with Rachel. So Jacob did get Joseph, but he get it again. He was named Jacob again. So there's many Josephs, there's many Jacobs, there's many Eliezers, because here the Levites were Eliezer also. The sons of Levi eventually. Let me see, Numbers chapter 25. Eliezer is there. They spelled it different, but that one was a Levite, and this and this here, Eliezer here. Phanas, the son of Eliezer, the son of Aaron the priest, which is a Levite. So this is a Levite, then this is a Levite. But yeah, so the Levites we all had the same names, man. Zimri, which was one of the sons of how you call him? Abraham. Zimri, but you have here, so that's the Zimri. And then you have another one of Abraham, which is Zimran, because Zimri is a Midianite. Here, Midian. See, Midian, right? Zimri is a man, of course, but let me see. Wait. Now the name of the Israelite that was slain, even that was slain with the Midianitish woman, was Zimri, which is the names that we used among each other. The son of Salu, going on. The prince of the chief the prince of the chief house among the Simeonites. So his name was Zimri, and remember the name Midian. So if you go to Genesis chapter 25, you will see that Abraham, he had his son also named Zimran, and one of his other sons was named Midian. So this is the forefather of the Midianites. And the Zimranites is also, it's spelled different, but it's the same name. If you look up the Hebrew, you will see it's kind of the same. Well, let me see. Zimran. Let me see something here. Zimran is Genesis 25, and Zimri is Numbers 4 here. So this Simri is Hebrew 21:7-4, and Zimran is, no, it's not 24. What did I say? 21:74, which is this one, 21:74, and this one is 21:75. So what is that? Zamaran, right? Zamaran, and this one is Zamaraya. It's kind of the same. Here is my music, and this one is musician. It's the same. It's the same word. It's kind of the same word. It's the same. So it's just spelled a little bit different. It's the same. But anyway, just like Sarah and here, Sarai. So Sarah, her name. Okay, so it says here, Genesis 17 and 15. And the power said unto Abraham, as for Sarai, thy wife, thou shalt not call her name Sarai, but Sarah shall be her name. So what is Sarai? Hebrew 8297. Sharaya. Sharaya. Or Sharai, but Sharaya. Or Sarai here. Sharaya. And then you could Sarai. You spell it like that. Or Sharaya. It depends on how you want to pronounce it, but it's Sharai like this. Sharai. And then the other one was here 8297, and the other one was 8283. 8283. Oh shit. Oh, it's the same. Okay, 8283, which is Saharaha, which is Sharaha, and then you spell it Shara. Sara, Shara, actually. So, Shara and Sharai. Shara and Sharai. It's kind of the same. But the point is, Sharai means princess. Oh, actually, my princess, actually. And this one is noblewoman. But it says here, the noblewoman, the Shara with the H. It says here a princess, a noble lady. So it's the same, kind of same, but you just pronounce it different and say it different. And here it says my princess, because the ya is there. The ya, sha, ra, ya. That makes it sha, that makes it my Sharai, Sharaya, which makes it my princess, nobility, my princess. But she shall be called noblewoman, or what was the other one again? Noble lady, noblewoman, noble lady. Okay, cool. So okay. Oh man, still going into something. Okay, the sons of Abraham, Isaac and Ishmael. So Ishmael is a Hebrew. He is a Hebrew Ishmaelite. And what'd you call him again? Esau is a Hebrew Edomite. He's a Hebrew Edomite. Everybody that comes from Ibar or Eber or Hebrew is a Hebrew. So they just not called that commercially, like everybody doesn't know or think. But if you tell them, they'll be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That's true. So the point is, they are from Shem through Arphaxad and Eber and all that there. So, and here it just shows you. Wait, let me here once more. Genesis chapter 22, verse 20. And it came to pass after these things that it was told Abraham, saying, behold, Milcah, she had also borne children unto thy brother Nahor. Huz, his firstborn, Buz, Kemuel, Aram. But that's not Aram from like Syria, because the word Aram, oh sorry, here. So you have Genesis 10. Oh, I already had it there. You have Genesis 10, and then you have here Aram, which is this one, Aram. The children of Shem, Elam, and Ashur, and Arphaxad, and Lud, and Aram. Which I should actually do this one. Okay, what is Aram? This is what, let me do it a double. And then I will go to Genesis 25. And where it says Laban the Syrian. Oh shit. No. This is Laban. Okay, Laban the Syrian. Let me. What? This one and this one. Okay, so it says here Laban the Syrian. Okay, it says here Hebrews 7:6-1. Click on that one, and this one is Hebrew 758. So Hebrew 761, and this is Hebrew 758. Okay, so this Aram is from the son of Shem, right? So it says here Arama, Aram, right? See, this is another one. This is not the bloodline of an of Aram. This is the bloodline of Nahor, which goes through Eber. Okay, that's that one. And this is the other one, which is here Syria, which is Aramia, but it's here Syria, Aramean exalted. Okay, a thing or a person from Syria or Aram. Syria and Aram is the same word. Here, Syria, Assyria, Mesopotamia, Babylon. The old, true, and single name of these lands is Aram. So this is the land. So all of this is in the land of Aram, yes. But this individual word is this individual word. It's the same thing. Right, let me see here. No, Zemra, I could just click this away actually. And Sarah and Shara. So going back to over here. So here it says Aramia, but what is the key? What is the root word of Aramia, which is Hebrew 761? And here you can see Syrian is Hebrew 761, right? So Laban the Syrian is he called, right? Here it says, okay, Hebrew 761, and then it says the root word etymology, where this word came from. Then you click on that. What does it say? It says Hebrew 758. It says Aram, but, which is this word here, Hebrew 758. But is he from that bloodline? No, he is not. He is called that. Why? Because he was living in that land. The old, true, and single names of these lands. What lands? Syria, Assyria, Mesopotamia, Babylon, which is these lands. Where is it here? Here, Mesopotamia. This, where you see the green. Actually, here too, you kind of say the kind of Arabian deserts. That's the same thing. For example, you had the land of Uz, which is here. Job chapter 1, verse 1. Sorry. Job chapter 1, verse 1. There was a man in the land of Uz. Now, this is not Ur of the Chaldees with R. That's also in the same land, by the way, because it shows you right here. But Ur here is the land of Ur of the Chaldees. But anyway, this is Uz. Now, who is Uz? All you need to do is just this. Genesis 1. Genesis 10 and 22. So it says, the children of Shem, Elam is the firstborn, and Ashur, which the Caucasus people, they named it Assyria. Right, oh shit, sorry. Okay, and Ashur. And this one is later on Persia, but anyway. And Arphaxad, here's the bloodline that we come from, like the Israelites, right? And then it went from Arphaxad to Eber, and then to Peleg, and then to, let me see. Where? I don't think it's written here. Wait. No, Peleg is, he's not written here. He's somewhere else. I think he was, what, here? Peleg, let me see. Peleg. But there you go. So he I don't think he's mentioned here. No? No, I think he's mentioned here then. Genesis 11. Yeah, here. Eber, Peleg. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, here. Sorry. No. Okay, cool. Right. Here is Joktan. His descendants of Joktan is named here. But anyway, let me go on. So yeah, so these places are called Aram in the normality. But wait, let me. It's called Aram. Okay. Anyway, So what did they do? They changed. Oh shit! I lost where I was. I'm going to too many places at the same time. But Genesis 25. Nah, I can just click this way. And yeah, I lost what I was saying. Oh yeah, the land of Uz, because it's already. Okay, so the land of Uz is also Aram. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about here. Genesis 25. Genesis 25 and 22. The children of Shem, Elam, Ashur, Arphaxad, and Lud, and Aram. And the children of Aram, Uz. So where did Job stay? He was actually staying in the land of Uz, which is the land of Aram. That whole region was called Aram. Yeah, the old, true, and single name of these lands is Aram. What lands? The land called Syria, which is Aram. The land called Ashur, which is, or called Assyria, which is Ashur. The land called Mesopotamia, which is the land of Shinar. The land called Babylon, which is in the land of Shinar. And Mesopotamia means the land, meaning between rivers, is actually the land between rivers. But you can say between rivers too, but it's the land between rivers. It is the cradle of civilization. Well, they moved toward it, I should say. Genesis 12 shows you that. 11 shows you that. Here, the land between the rivers, Tigris and Euphrates. But it was 4 rivers, so it was more. But anyway, so yeah. So, but my point is that this is Syria, and then therefore people would say Laban is Assyrian and Bethuel is Assyrian, and therefore Lebekah is Assyrian. They're called that. They're not of the bloodline of Aram, which is the definition of the word Syrian. Syria is a city. Aram is a man, but that city was actually originally called after that man. It was called Aram. And then the land of Canaan. Canaan is a man, but the land of Canaan is basically a city. It's a place, right? But that place was called after that man. Same thing with Israel, the land of Israel. Israel is not a city. It's a man. The place is called after that man, and therefore it's called the land of Israel. And yeah, Egypt is a place. You know, when you think of Egypt, you don't think of a man. You think of pyramids. You think of great color. You think of this. You think of sand. You think of all that there. You think of this. Did I say gray? I mean brown. I did say gray. Sorry. Brown. You think of brown. You think of sand. This comes in your head, man, when you hear that word Egypt. But when I say this, Mizraim, you would think of a man. You would think of a Hamite. But these devils, they want to make you think this. These are Egyptians. They're not Mizraim. And these are Cush. They're not Mizraim neither. Cush is Ethiopian type and Eritrea and all that. But do you have Israelites in the midst of us? Midst of them? Yes, because Isaiah chapter 11 shows you that. You have Israelites in the midst of them here. So some of the Israelites do look like them, man. You know, because they made children with them here. Isaiah 11:11. And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall shed his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Ashur. So some of our people will look like this. They will look like this. Why? Because they intermingled, man. They intermingled. Now, do you have so-called black people until this day living there? Of course. Of course you have them. Not him. But they do look like that. Here, let me see black people. Villages, I didn't even spell it good. Nope. You have them. I saw. Maybe they would. Maybe they want to call them. Syria. Yes, they are. Because I've seen them. I saw pictures of them. But these devils are very good at hiding stuff, and it's not uploaded on the internet for all to see. Sumer. Anyway, you do have people there. You have it here also. Look. Black people in Iran here. You do have them there. Here, this one. I made a video about this one. This guy's from Iran, Afro-Iranians. So if he's like that, then you can already imagine how his father and his mother look. But do they also have others? Yes, they have these ones too. They have the ones with the curly hair too. They have these ones too. Afro-Iranians and stuff like that. These are Israelites. They're called Africans. I mean, in America they call us Africans too, right? But there is an irritating thing with Esau because he is the deceiver tongue upon the planet Earth. So what does he do? There are actually Hamites there also that also make children with them. Those are Hamites. But they call both of us Africans. They call the Israelites Africans and they call the Hamites Africans. You know? So now it's kind of confusion and stuff like that. You don't know what the hell is going on. But that's where Matthew chapter 13 kicks in, because the Lord says he will shift them. Matthew 13 explains that to you. He's the one that will send the angels, and they will go and basically sift them. I wanted to get to Matthew 13, but I'm not gonna do that because I'm gonna talk longer. So here. You have these people until this day living in Iran. Same thing with Assyria also, but I just can't get the pictures.